The plane is 10,000 feet up. The math and the physics are simple. If you are to fall from that height and you hit the ground at terminal velocity, that's the end of your story. You are dead. But on Christmas Eve in 1971, a 17-year-old girl named Juliane Koepcke fell through the clouds, strapped into her seat and plunged into the most dangerous, unforgiving environment on Earth, the Amazon forest. Hey, I'm Q and welcome to Case File number 7. So why were they on that plane in the first place? Well, Juliane and her mother were desperate to go and visit her father for the holidays in Pucallpa. The airline LANSA was a disaster and had a bad reputation. Her father, a biologist, had told them not to board that plane as he knew the bad reputation that this airline had. But because they were desperate, they ended up boarding the plane. 25 minutes in, lightning hit. The plane disintegrated mid-air. Juliane fell 2 miles, strapped into her seat and smashed through the canopy. She woke up with a broken collarbone and a torn ligament in a deadly Amazon forest. If most people were in that situation, they would have panicked, which would have killed them in just a few hours. But for Juliane, it was different. She used the third man factor, where she didn't view herself as a victim, but as a consultant to her own survival. As I said prior, that her father was a biologist, or to be more precise, a zoologist. So Juliane was equipped with a bit of some knowledge about what to do when she was in a situation like this, in a dangerous area like the rainforest. So Juliane had to apply this knowledge in this trying time. She remembered the core rule: small streams lead to larger ones, and large rivers in the Amazon are where human beings are found. She chose a direction and committed to it. So we have to understand that she was badly injured. Imagine the impact from a plane crash. Her arm was severely wounded from the crash, and after a few days it became infested with Dermatopia hominis larva. But fortunately for Juliane, she remembered the veterinary work that he saw her father doing on the dogs. So she found a supply of gasoline near a boat she discovered and put it into the wound, which forced the larvae to the surface, and she manually picked them out one by one. She also knew that she had roughly 0 calories left, so she avoided the panic run. She moved slowly, conserved her heat at night by covering herself with broad leaves, and avoided the temptation of eating plants and insects, as that could be potentially poisonous. Juliane didn't give up and leave herself to be devoured by the dangerous creatures in the rainforest, but with unwavering determination, she searched and searched for a place where she could find people. After much time of applying the knowledge that she had, she reached a boat. And when she reached this boat, she was relieved because she knew that there were people around. She stayed there for some time as she waited for the owners of the boat to return. After some time, the owners of the boat returned and they started to help her. They were so kind to her such that they cleaned her wounds and gave her food and transported her for 11 hours by boat to a mission station, from where she was flown to a medical station. If Juliane had acted as a victim of fate, definitely she would not have survived. But I like that she took the matter into her own hands and decided to save her life by implementing the knowledge that she had. After some time, from the forensic reports, it was later learned that Juliane was not the only one that had survived the plane crash that day. The discovery of her mother's remains later revealed a brutal, heartbreaking detail. Forensic exams proved that at least a dozen other passengers had survived the initial impact. So heartbreaking that many people had survived the initial plane crash impact but did not make it alive out of the jungle. Maybe some were scared of maneuvering through the rainforest since they didn't have the necessary information needed to survive there, and opted to wait for help. Well, we can't really blame them, but unfortunately, help never came. This also shows me that sometimes in life, we can go through financial crises or personal crises, and sometimes we expect that just somebody might see that we're struggling, or maybe help should come, but sometimes it never comes. Sometimes we should act like Juliane and stop having maybe the victim mentality and take the issues in our own hands and try to save ourselves, because sometimes help might never come. Most of the times we're prone to having a victim mentality, such that when life crashes, we say, why me? Why me? What if we had the third main factor mentality, just like Julian had? So this third main factor mentality which Julian had is that if you're having a problem, you distance yourself from the problem and you analyze yourself as if someone was facing that problem, and you ask yourself, what logical step or what advice would I have given this person? Then you apply that advice that you would have given this person, and this helps us not having a victim mentality. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one.